Welcome back to another episode. Apologies, I've got fans whirling in the background, but hopefully you can hear me clearly nonetheless. So, I'm going to get into another backtesting day. Let's go back out to the daily. Looks pretty clean. Let's just... Okay. Okay. So that's the daily. Okie dokie. Few levels which look a bit off, but what is this PC doing? Bear with me. My machine is having a mare. Right. Okay, right. Back in business. Right, so dropping down. I think let's just see where we left the hourly. So it's a low probability day complete. So we're just going to go to next session. Fine. We should be London. Right, perfect. Okay. Okay. Out to the 4 hour. Want to get rid of these hourly levels. Oh, God, I accidentally flicked enter. Let's get rid of these hourly levels here. Here. It's interesting there. And we want to get rid of so just trying to get my bearings back. I haven't been with you guys for a little minute, so okay, so it's nothing there. Certainly that one. Okay. Let's just see where we're at. Trade it below. Purge this liquidity pool here. Rejected. Internal range liquidity was the immediate draw this week. The weekly certainly traded into that. Into, could say here, a breaker. So between this breaker here. Okay. What's the daily? traded through. Okay. So yeah, just trying to get my bearings back right now, update some PD arrays, see where we're at. So YM's traded up into that SIBI. Okay. Right. So we've got previous day's high. Relative equal highs here. And YM is clearly, oh, Jesus, got a previous day's low. It's not. An interesting set of circumstances. And that would class as the previous day's low there. Okay, so I've updated a couple of bits here. Prices within the BISI H4 is traded through the higher. Would much rather be selling. As we have a clean and clear high. I think going long, although potentially favourable, could be also troublesome. Okay. Let's make some. Let's take some notes away then. So where are we? The third. Yeah, third. Okay, so IOF. But we've got to. Excuse me. It's still to the upside, although yes, H4 would suggest that this is now bearish, and we could do here is okay, so like so. So that's the first indication that of some bearishness. However, IOF overall is still to the upside. Yeah, still very much to the upside. However, we have seen signs of a breakdown. So I'm going to make a note of that. So we have seen signs of a breakdown following the violation of the BCH4. So just want to make a note of that. Then obviously relative to the daily, but I'm not going to look at the daily. We're going to look at the 4 hour. So we can say bullish fair value gaps relative to ES are being respected. However, again, I have noted the violation of the bullish fair value gaps on NQ. Okay, so it's just something to note. We've got a interesting on ES, small fair value gap in there, displacing through this the previous day's low. That's interesting. I could certainly create the framework for continued lower prices, so that's something to bear in mind. We'll mark that up, as you can see there, a little bit more clearly. Okay, so that's just something to note. Okay, so ERL, IRL. Oh, I've got to stop doing that. Bugs me. Right. So would need to see for the market to continue higher. I would need to see a high time frame crack and correlation at the lows to confirm likely higher prices. The market is trading within the BC daily, therefore it is plausible we could see a resumption from resumption of IOF from the IRL targeting the ERL. Okay, so work would still need to be done. That's not a a foregone conclusion. Um, if we was going to see high prices, for me, I do like how YM is trading close to its previous day's high. It's certainly giving the indication of lower prices, but again, we just have to wait and see. So SPs, I have noted the clean and clear swing points at the highs. Referring to the previous day's high. Above the true week open. This would support potential, can't spell, potential lower prices if coupled with a high time frame SMT. Okay. And TOs. So currently ES and YM are trading above their respective true week open, whilst NQ has moved below its true week open. This currently signifies low probability conditions, as I want to see all members on the same side of the market. Okay, so right now it's kind of indicating that NQ is really weak. It's kind of indicated that. So I'd need to see, for instance, does NQ want to trade up into the CB? That potentially could support an idea. So there's a few permutations that are at play. I'm going to drop down. In fact, before we do that, we're just going to clean some stuff up. Okay. And finally, this one. Okay. So I want to drop down to the hourly. Let's see. And in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm not supporting higher prices, so even if we were to trade higher, it's not my model. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh. Let's get comfortable. Right. So got a London high here. Okay. So we do have a, we've got a swing low, but that's not. That's likely just going to be a H1 SSL, but interesting nonetheless. Within this H4 BISI, so we're sort of between two elements. Just get rid of this. Okay, so we've got liquidity pool. We do have a BPR in here on NQ, which is interesting. You know, in an ideal world, we do want to see that fail. Oh, here we go. There we go. Got him. So we're just gonna mark that up as a BPR. Now we do have H1 SIBIs and stuff like that, but because we're in a higher time frame setting, I'm not that focused on the lower time frame PD arrays right now. Oh, we did say YM was close to its previous day's highs, not anymore. Okay, we are going to play this on. News at 10. Now, apologies that this one's a little bit disjointed. You know, when you spend a few days away, you're trying to get your bearings back, and it just takes a minute. Okay, so ultimately speaking, I need to see, I ideally want to see the previous day's high purged. If that doesn't happen, then there is no trade for me. Let's get equities open in as well. And we're going to open this to 5 minutes. Even though 5 minutes is always a pain for us. Let's see where we go. I mean, the reality is this: if NQ was to purge that previous day's low, it's still not high probability in my book, for the reasons that I've given already. So still relatively early. What are we, 8 o'clock? Market is consolidating currently. Does seem that NQ wants to purge that low. NQ purging this low doesn't really change anything for me. Nor does it with ES repricing lower, because fundamentally they are so far away from the respective markets that it's not really altered the idea. I think the market wants to predominantly reprice higher, but not yet. Equities open. Does not look like we are. So I'm just going to stop it there. I want to drop out to the 4 hour. Okay. Fair enough. Market's doing a consolidation. I mean, there just isn't no trade. There just is no trade. So we've got the previous day's high. Previous day's high on ES, NQ. Can get rid of the old high. Just get rid of that. Not needed. Yeah, this is not looking like how I anticipated it. Now, if we go back out to the H4, one would argue that we have SMT. I just don't like how we've got above, below, above. Suggests to me that NQ potentially wants to trade lower. Let's see where we're at. Well, it's not looking like he wants to purge previous day's high. So a really interesting day. ultimately repricing lower. Dropping back out to the 4 hour. Just want to. It's a real. We've got previous day's low being purged. Relative to the H4 daily. ES trade looks like it's trading through. NQ has. Looks to me supporting lower prices. But no high time frame cracking correlation for me to frame anything of. Okay, let's continue with price action, see where we go. It is a real sort of tepid one. Price is right now, it's decoupled in my opinion. It's low probability conditions. I'm going to play on. It's not something that I particularly like, although I would like to see ES trade below its previous day's low, and that P2 previous day's low. Sorry, P2, Q2. Because should it trade below that and YM fail to do so, right. Is this actually playing? Yeah, okay, here we go. Right, so let's see where we're at. Want to see ES trade below the true week open, at least as a bare minimum. YM seems very strong and does not want to engage there. Let me turn my fan down. There we go. But this is really, really slow price action. Yeah, so continuation lower as we anticipated. Want to see ES trade into that CB slash sorry, that BISI and the old low Q2. Certainly appears that we're getting towards the end of the day, and it could be setting itself up for longs come Friday for NFP and the two-stage delivery for NFP, which we'll be able to see tomorrow. Interesting to close the day. Okay, so just noticing this cracking correlation at the lows. YM failing to take out this low. Although, you know, I'm not necessarily saying that this is where price is going to continue higher. I'm merely pointing out that it could look to trade high from here, but we could also see lower prices with YM trading below its true week open. So still a number of possibilities here. I think YM looks more favourable to continue lower. So this may set up for a potential Friday trade. So I'm going to leave it here for this session. Nothing really happened, if I'm being honest. Still trying to just get my mojo back into backtesting. I took a few days off with a few things to sort out. So a little bit rusty in terms of how I'm interpreting price. It may be a case that I might just clear the charts and remap all the PD arrays just to get myself sort of in tune with that. So that would be during the next session. Nothing happening here. Again, it was just a case of determining low probability conditions. Why was that? We had the members trading within different sides of the market. NQ below the true week open, whilst ES and YM were above. So that led to low probability conditions in looking for potential longs. The market has repriced lower, but as you can see with price actions, high resistance liquidity runs. Look at the pullbacks, manipulation of highs before sort of like staggered move lower. So low probability. It is the day before NFP as well, so it is typically expected. So we're going to have a look at see if there's some high time frame context, Kraken correlation and so forth to determine the direction of NFP, and if we get that two-stage delivery and it makes sense, we'll look to engage. So hopefully you pick something up from this one. I'm going to leave it there, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care now.